Hey, I'm Eric. I'm in a better mood today. That's kind of just because all that shit it's down under the surface. You're just waiting to be activated again. All the things that are good and bad about the world remain the same. My reaction to it changes. I promise it's not a COVID cough. Alright. I'm making a game. This game is called the Godkiller, and I think it's special. Not everybody's gonna see my baby the same way I do, but I think it's a sweet little game. And it's got some stuff in it that nobody else is gonna have. So let me demo that for you. I made another level yesterday, and it's delightful to me that after getting my ass kicked at work and just having not even the best part of my mind available, because the day job takes the best part, but there's a little leftover bit after I get off work, and it's delightful to me that I can still make something awesome with that bit of extra time I get at the end of the day. It makes me happy, because this level I made yesterday, it's a proper challenge, and I was able to in 4 hours create it from scratch and get it to a level of polish that is plausible for a release. You know, it's a release candidate. I'm sure somebody might test it a little bit and say, oh, there's this problem, then I have to go fix it. Okay, no big deal. 4 hours, I can get a release ready level done. And not even using the best part of my brain, using the leftover dregs of the day. So that makes me happy. I like that. I'm going to demo in a second. It is spoilers. All the level stuff is spoilers. So if your intent is to play the game fresh and have that experience, that perfect experience of playing the game as it was intended, I guess don't watch this. But if you're more the type of person that gets some interest in seeing like the early parts of things and kind of being there from the start, and you're good at picking up value from the game in different ways, and don't need to insist on the whole end-to-end experience being intact as intended, no worries, just watch me. It's a good demo. Alright, I'm going to show you this game. I'm going to show you this level. And I'm going to do this thing which annoys some people, I'm sure, where I pretend I'm like a new player and I don't know everything in the level. But it's part of the process of empathizing with the player so that I can make good decisions in the design of the level. So I loaded into my head at the start of this exercise, where is this player at in their experience of the game, their knowledge of how everything works. I think they've got some of the basic movement down. They know about flinging. They know about, they know that you're going to show up at this egg at the beginning of a level. That sort of marks your starting point. They don't yet know all the rules about eggs. We'll get to them in later levels. They had a chance to play with blocks a little bit, but what they know about blocks is that you can use them to open letter gates, and this level is about teaching them how to close them and why you might want to do that. They've gotten some skill at just kind of scanning through all this 3D information and picking out some of the key pieces of information that are going to affect their gameplay. So with that in mind, let's go into this level. What's this room over here? Oh, I can drop down to it. Doesn't seem to be anything in it. Okay. I was very purposeful about putting the bridge up here. So they can see that. They can see the word bridge. They might not yet like treat it in their mind as a letter gate, because they only had a little bit of exposure to letter gates in the past level, the one just previous to this one. They can come down here, you can see the letters, and this part I'm dubious about, but I think most players will get it, that they need to spell bridge. And that's where I need a little playtesting help. Okay, now there's the tricky part. I wanted the letter gate, which is above me, not to make the camera knock around as you're fiddling with these blocks down here. So there's only an audio cue. Only an audio cue that something happened. Okay. So if you come back up, you'll see the bridge is there now. Okay, before I go off to the west in this new area I can get to, let me see what else is in this level. Off in this room, we've got the bonus. And at this point, I think the player has seen at least one bonus and collected it even. I think most players will have collected one bonus by now. And they'll have seen at least two, because the placement of the bonuses in the earlier levels is it's a little bit obvious on purpose. Because I just want players to know bonuses, they exist. Okay, and after a bit they'll figure out, oh, it seems like every level always has a bonus, and then they'll be backtracking to past levels to see if they can solve the extra challenge to get to the bonus. So in this case, there is an empty letter gate here. So from here, you can fling in, but the player just drops through the letter gate because it's open instead of closed. So if the player figured out how to make the bridge, they will probably have it in their mind that they also need to spell the word greed. And they could look at these letters here, say G-R-E-E. Oh, there's only one E. Okay, so I can't really use these letter blocks for that gate, so I have to keep going west. Alright, so now that we established with a pretty easy puzzle what must be done to close a letter gate, here's an actual proper puzzle in this room. So we can take the stairs down, or we can just drop down. And edge is misspelled here, or it's kind of nicely subtle. I think a few of us might miss that it's misspelled. But not too hard to figure this out, but this would be perhaps your first real work in manipulating blocks. The other one that was in the room to the east was just sort of trivially arranged so that you could just push them all in one direction. Okay, so again we just hear that cue. That means something happened. I'm not terribly concerned about, like, say somebody has the audio turned off, because there's been enough games like the Myst series where you had to do something one place and go check on the outcome somewhere else, and there are plenty of clues linking the two things together. I never mind making somebody explore behavior to understand things, as long as that exploration is interesting. And I think it will be in this case, so I think I'm covered. Like, I don't really want to have like a little tutorial text that pops up to say, well, if you put all the letters together in the right way, it's gonna close a letter gate. Nah, I don't really want to do that. Okay, so there's a little clue here that there's an R. It's possible to get an R. We haven't seen an R block except in the other room. So the player might be thinking, huh, is there a way that I can get that R block over here? Then I could spell greed. Okay. And there's another R block here. So we could have just exited here and won the level. But for the bonus, need this R block to spell greed. And this is a nice little emergent puzzle. I did not plan it out. It just, like so many block puzzles, just ended up being pretty good right after I laid it down. Like I didn't have to modify the space. So let me just put these all in their initial positions. So you could think, okay, I need to just pick an edge or corner to start trying to put together the word. This, by the way, is a general skill that you have to master after a bit. And as soon as you start seeing words you want to spell and letters you want to include in them, like the first thing is, the first task is just to decide where you're going to try to lay them out. So in this case, there's an R block that cannot be moved east. Okay, you can move it north or south. You can make it go back to the block pad. When it was up at the top, when it was up here, well, anyways, I won't go to the exact place. But when it was up there, it was not in a position where it could be moved east either. So logically, deductively, the word has to be spelled along this wall. It may take a while for people to kind of form these general principles, but again, this is a bonus level too, so this is for somebody who's a little more ambitious about solving things. They might have had several easier levels that worked up their knowledge before backtracking to this level to get the bonus. Alright, so the solution is non-trivial, delightfully non-trivial. I mean, so into that word delight today. It's good to be delighted. We should all be delighted. So it's another technique you end up using, which is you use blocks to make the path you need for other blocks. And because blocks don't get stuck, with my rules, they don't get stuck against a wall, and at least not permanently. You just knock them back there. It's definitely part of your strategy to destroy blocks and move them back to the original position. And you might have to do it a number of times for one block, depending on the puzzle. Okay, so that was not too bad. This next part is kind of tricky. It took me a little while to figure it out. So basically, I need to get the D to come down here. Once it's there, then I can push it into place. But in order for the D to make it over to here, I need something that will let it be pushed at that particular column. So I can get the G back into this corner without much effort, so I'm going to use the G. Okay. And I will knock the G this way. So now it's got a catch point for the E to land against. So I can knock it over here. Or not the E, the D. Okay, so move the D back to its block pad. Knocked it this way. Bam. Bam. Far away. The greed letter gate closed. So that was a decent puzzle, and it was not designed. I mean, it was just plopped down. I love that. I really do. Not out of a sense of laziness. There is that. I mean, there is the kind of Huh, I didn't have to do much work for that. Cool. Okay, there's that, but it's a green flag for the value of the element when there's easily emergent puzzles from it. It means that there's a lot of potential in that element. Okay, so I've got the bridge still up. So now I will fling south. This time I land on top of the greed letter gate. And I can greedily grab the bonus. There's a weird little part here where now there's like a super low ceiling, but it seems to handle it okay. It's just a little weird. I don't like to have the camera zoomed in that close most of the time, but it's no big deal. I need to leave the bridge intact. It's kind of interesting that you can move the word that way without it disrupting the bridge. You know what? Maybe I'll use that in the next puzzle. This is how you create linchpins. Alright. So let's put edge back. Just for fun, let's use a different wall. If I can. Huh. Wow, that is maybe tricky. So, wow. So in order for me to get G to here, I would need two guys down here. Might not be possible. There's quite a few things though with these blocks that at first seem impossible, and then you find out, oh, they're possible. So let me just puzzle it through a little bit. I might give up on it, but that seems to be about the best I can do. Huh. Okay. Enough of that. So here we go. So we got 6 properly releasable levels, 100% levels, nothing else. Well, that's not true. Paradise has got audio stuff to add to it, but other than that, Paradise is done. But 6 playable, most of them in 100% levels. 100% mean I could release them. I don't know of anything I have to change. I want to keep going with this basement series and do some more block puzzles. I think the blocks they're just full of puzzle opportunities, and I'm excited to make more of them. I never thought I'd say that because I got so tired of blocks in the 90s, and every puzzle game that sort of overlapped the territory I was interested in always had a bunch of these Sokoban boxes in them, and I just got tired of it. That feeling you're inside of a cramped apartment after you just moved in all the boxes, and in order to get to one place you got to move some shit out of the way and then make a little space, and maybe you get enough room to do what you're trying to do. I just hate that feeling. That said, I'm looking forward to Jonathan Blow's and company's Sokoban based game, just because it's Jonathan Blow. All of his stuff has got new things in it. It looks cool. But anyways, so many digressions there. Let's get to making a level. Alright, I'll just save as. Oh, what was I going to call the next one? I have a bunch of silly names for this series of levels. Okay, so I did lower, I did mid lower, upper lower. I'll do slightly low basement next. Alright, so now I'm going to take a few notes about linchpin ideas, because a bunch of them keep suggesting themselves for me. Block, linchpin ideas. Move a group of blocks without disrupting their spelling. Okay. Another one. Vertical spelling. Spell multiple words with blocks. Trapdoors. Trapdoors mean you can be on a letter gate, and the blocks that keep that letter gate closed are on it with you, and you disrupt them and you just all fall down together. Setting up multiple doors in an inaccessible room before entering it. They're just pouring out of me. These all make levels. Each one of them make a level. Okay. Using proximity to letter pads to move letters across an expanse. I made one level like this already. It's lost, but it was a good idea. Getting enough blocks over stacked on a letter pad to make traversable point at top of stack. What else? That's a huge amount. Let me introduce vertical spelling next. Or maybe a level that insists that you learn the 3 ways to spell a word. Okay. So that'll be a nice thing to teach early on. Okay, decorations, we clear them. Get rid of most of the stuff. And I am, just for convenience, just copying one level to the next, but I did future-proof myself a bit. There's a number of prefabs for the basic things every scene needs. Main, editor, booter, and those will usually get updated as needed if I make an update to the prefab. So a few things I have to unpack, like the player, and that won't automatically get updated, but worst case I can manually go into a level and update the player. I also have something called organized scene, which will check that I have all the expected folders in the hierarchy and even move some things around to be put in the correct hierarchy. So generally it's not a good enough strategy to just say I'm going to copy one level to the next and keep on making updates, because like at some point you'll have to do an excessive amount of backtracking to update previous levels that aren't up to the latest expectations of the engine. So this is definitely a thing to think out near the beginning of your project if you can. I did not. I waited a while. I think there's like a little phase right after you finish the prototype where you get serious and you know roughly what's going to go into your game, and that's when you want to figure out your scene load-unload strategy, what objects are going to persist between scenes, you know, what the basic directory structure is going to be both in your scene and in your prefabs. All that stuff you want to, before you get much further, just figure that shit out one time, figure it out 90%, and then build on that. I didn't do that. It was a little bit painful. Okay, so all right, Mr. Burp, so far you have said things which are easily repeatable by a bot. Just say one thing that tells me you're not a bot or a shell. Yeah, I know it. All right, fuck you. All right. And Geostigma, on the other hand, he strikes me as a more intelligent person. Probably not a bot. Or unless maybe it's like a weird little bot pair. Geostigma, are you like the You're not the bot support bot, are you? Like, huh, what does this fascinating person have to say? I'm intrigued. Well, I'll take a really smart bot, you know. If they can hold their own, I don't mind them. Okay, why is that not lining up? I'm actually pretty slow to identify bots because there's some part of me that's I can't stand the thought of being mean to somebody that just maybe they sound kind of like repetitive or automated, and then to like call them a bot and then find out they're not a bot might really hurt their feelings. I'm like too much of a softie. I'm sure the bots will take advantage of that. Alright, so I want to do something that forces the player to learn how blocks can be positioned. Yeah. I mean, I bet it never works too. I bet it doesn't actually generate any business. It's just the person making money is like the marketing company that sent the messages out. And the person who paid the marketing company to send the messages out, they're probably the chumps. Alright, so if I had some blocks, what could I do to force them to need to be in a certain configuration? It's almost easier to just do this in text. Let me just try a few things here. Yeah, you know, I reluctantly update Unity. I'm guessing you're a game developer. You spent some time making games in Unity, but for myself, like every time there's an upgrade available, I'm like just wincing. It's just trade-offs of things breaking, not working like they did before, to get whatever bug fixes or new features you want. So if I had, say, A, B, C, and I just didn't want one wall to be used, all I have to do really is just, yeah, that would underscore it. I just make it so that there's no surface on the wall that would fit the entire. That's it. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so if I say I need some guy, kind of some vantage point up there, for the player to be at to start. And Yeah. The last update I did was, and maybe I shouldn't have, but there was a warning message in the console, and I was like trying to keep my console clean all the time, and it was benign, but I just couldn't stand it that it was there all the time. So I upgraded because I read a report that said it would make that message go away, and it did. But now I get a new one. Some other nonsense message, which is probably benign. So I was like, what? Maybe that was a bad decision. Plus, a few things stopped working like they did before and causing me a little slowdown in the editor. I'm sure they fixed some stuff too that I'll benefit from. I just don't know what it is. Okay, let's put the egg out there. And it occurs to me this is my chance to make my life easier by setting the strata to something really simple. Let's just make it O. Everything's O. Yeah, that's kind of terrible though. Maybe skyscraper. What's that one? Yeah, let's just do it like this. A. $40. Then I won't have to deal with all the strata stuff on this level that doesn't really benefit from them. Strata are just these textures that are applied to the mesh on the sides that are sometimes a little bit of a pain for me to author with. So I'm picturing the structure of it being your basic MacGuffin. You've got 3 puzzles you got to solve. And if you solve all 3 of them, then it's possible to exit the level. Okay, so then over here, let's put down the letter gates. So I've released a number of games. I kind of lost track of how many, but it's like several. Not tens, but several. So between 6 and 9 games. I lost track. And then for my day job, I'm an engineering manager for a bunch of programmers on a website, and it's not related to games at all. But I love making games for fun. Not just for fun though. I like getting them out there. I like getting them released. Then you've got this thing out in the world that's like a little version of you out there kicking around. Past little bits of me I left laying around have come back and rewarded me in different ways, just intellectually, emotionally, creatively. I don't get it. Is that one? Yeah, I think so. Alright, so if we get the bridge over here, then let's put... But how about you? I mean, you make some games? Oh man, I love telling that story. Almost too much, so I'll try not to wallow on it. But basically, it's not a real story. It's more of an observation. You can have the same skills in two different jobs, and one is the game version of it, and one is the non-game version of it. You get paid 50% more for the non-game version of the same thing. So if like you're awesome at making highly scalable services, go work for EA, make some great services for some online multiplayer role-playing game type thing. Okay, same set of skills that allow you to do that. Take them to a non-game company, you get paid about 50% more. And also, the people you work with are less exploited. They're more mature in their thinking. They're less likely to be like these sort of brilliant burnouts that end up doing something besides games. There's just a lot better work environment outside the gaming industry, and the rewards are better. The other thing I found is that even though I like making games, if it's somebody else's game that I'm making, it's just handed to me, here's the spec, write that game, it's not nearly as fun. I did find one little company where I could both make my own specs for games and write the games, but that was definitely the low end of the pay scale, and I didn't avoid the stress with that company either. So, much easier life outside the game industry. Oh, that's cool. What kind of game was it? Just curious. Oh, I love those card games. Yeah. Yeah, I would way rather play a cart game than a proper realistic racing game. But all right, I gotta think of a good 3-letter anagram. Here we go. Anagram maker. Let's see. Let's try. That's not a good one. Let's try. I need a 3-letter word that has got 2 other anagrams. Oh, I hear you. Although it's a better industry than others. But man, that entry level it's rough. You got to be so good at those interviews too, coding exercises and everything. It's like studying for a whole new set of tests. Like it'll feel like school again. All the stuff you gotta be in condition to do in those interviews is hard. Internships are a good way to go. Let's see that. Wait a minute. This is not anagrams. All right, hold on. I guess there are. Okay, I guess these are anagrams. All right, let's try bug. Nope, there's just two. Bet. Guess they don't all have to be anagrams. They'll be in separate puzzle spaces. Have you checked with your college about internships? I mean, I'm not going to try to give you a bunch of advice, but on my team, we have had intern programs and they were really good. And it's a good way of giving like an entry level programmer a chance to get to know things. Still competitive, but internships, a lot of them pay pretty well too. Like it's not unheard of to make like $5,000 a month as an intern. Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you about my company, the one I work for. It's called climate.com. It's got a great paid internship program. I can give you a contact there if you're interested, but here, I'll just climate.com. It's it. Boom. And I don't know what your skills or interests are, but anyway, maybe something to take a look at. Yeah, and if you want a contact, I can put you in touch with the lady who does the internship program, or she'd just take your resume and maybe figure out like if you're a good person to talk to, and that's about it. But yeah, it's a good place for internships. Let's see. So I'm just thinking about some cool message. All three letter words. So you are, or That's kind of mysterious. You are not what? Maybe that's it. You are not are you? You are who? Who are you? Who are you? That's what I'll do. I'll do who are you? Okay. So this one will be go. I suppose this game will end up being very unlocalizable as far as the letter blocks go, but for someone who's a non-English speaker, you can just treat them as symbols, and that's good enough. Okay, so we could put oh yeah, so to avoid it being flingable, I need to make there's a problem with all these blocks. Letter gates. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was thinking like, the blocks are just one element, but they're like almost good enough to do a game all on its own. So yeah, maybe a kind of a language learning focused game might work. Make stick the exit down. Alright, so if you try to fling across, you'll just go fly over the top of it. Then I want stairs. this will be the fun one. That'll be the vertical one. So okay, so it'll be 3 blocks. Let's get some light over here. Man, why is that light so weak? Is it just too low? Oh, it's too low. There we go. All right. Not sure about this yet. It's early enough in my block puzzle designing career that I'm still figuring stuff out. So this one will definitely not allow three letters to be arranged along this type of direction, because there's no space going west-east that has room for 3 letters. That will force the player to do it going this way instead. On the other side, it's the exact opposite. It will force them to go this way or this way. Yeah. Okay. This one, I basically want to get the player to drop all the blocks down to 1 point. So for that, I should make it clear you won't be able to spell it with the edges of the walls at all. That's hopeless. No, I don't. I may not have taken any. To be honest, I'm a community college dropout. I think I did some discrete math, but spelled the other way. Like some secret math. The secret discrete math I did was calculating my share of the dinner total and paying off my share before I got into stupid check splitting nonsense. That's what I call discrete math. Then the big giant sloppy check comes along and you say, oh, I already paid mine, I'm out, thanks guys. It's a good trick, discrete math. Alright, so there has to be a way to get out of here. That means, so let's bring back the I would tell you a thing that bugs me about college math, though. Everybody forgets it. I'm at a company where I'm surrounded by all these people that took way higher math classes than I did in school and passed their classes and got their degrees. And then I go try to get help on some basic trigonometry. They forgot it all. They forgot it all. Almost every single time. And I kind of like math too, which is the ironic thing about it. It's like you should have given me all those college classes on math. I would have enjoyed them. I'd retain some of it maybe. I say that, maybe I wouldn't. But I do know more trig than the average developer. Data structures is good stuff, yeah. Let's see, so we go that. And we want to get some good stairs going. I need to test out these puzzles over here though before I keep going much more with the structure, because I don't even know if they're gonna suck or not. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be fun stuff. There's a lot of work in geospatial applications, which is not quite the same thing as graphics programming, but it is use of math and visualization and calculations of different geospatial problems. But yeah. There's this friend of mine that runs a website called Math Puzzle, and I don't understand most of the stuff on it. So like recreational math stuff, but the diagrams and visualizations that he produces, they're just so fun to look at. Okay, so there's one wall. Let's bring it up a little more. That's one of the advantages of getting some decades behind you. You get to know people. Boom. let's see. I have this one be who, this one be R. Okay. Oh, you played Rod? Yeah. Let's see. W. So it's here. Oh yeah, yeah. That was like the earlier game I came up with. That's the best thing I did game wise. '98. So you got like a Windows PC, like some Pentium 2 or something like that. Yeah. Okay, do W there. Oh, an E machine. I think the most interesting time for computers that I saw was the 80s. Because then it was like there were so many different machines. Like around the 90s it was more like it was starting to settle into either PC or Mac. There's like a few outliers like the Amiga, you know, but 80s was crazy. 80s was like a dozen major kinds of machines, like Commodores and Ataris and Crash 80s, and yeah. But then, like, they weren't nearly as good, so. Okay, so if I had W there, I'd just go, well, knock it that way, then H. H might be a little hard because I can't get over there. Oh, really? That late? Yeah, no, it was ahead of its time. Really. Yeah, it was an amazing machine. Okay, so this isn't too hard. You do W down here, bam. H this way, bam, there, like that. It feels maybe a little. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's probably about right for the level of difficulty for this player. Okay, so I got these guys down here. It's a W. I gotta remember to unpack these. Boom, boom. Okay, that seems fine. Right, and on this side, A here. Let's get it maybe out of order a little bit. So if I got the A there, that might be better if it was like an E. So it's not a trivial solution. Okay. That would be knocking A there up. E couldn't get down. There, okay, if I move it there, the E can knock that way, knock down there. A can go there. And that's good. Not too complicated. Okay. So let me just try those. I think they'll be super easy. Let me see what insights I get. All right, save all that. Make sure I got the pre-process level. Okay. Looks like I'm missing one letter gate there. That's not bad. Slightly hard, but not real proper hard. This one's going to be easy. Ooh, I say that, but it's actually not. Okay, that's about right. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're actually melodic. Well, that sounds dumb. Of course they're melodic, but I guess what I mean is they will play in a key that's given. So if we got some music playing, They'll play in the same key as the song, and even as the key changes in the song, the notes that are played will match up to harmonize. Okay. All right, so the west and east puzzles are pretty good. They're about right. So I have this data structure called a melodic clip set, and it contains within it links to usually 3 or 4 samples, and then I know like the notes that each one of those samples is playing at, and I use interpolation to hit the full range of notes. So there's in one octave there's 12 possible notes. Okay, so then once you have that in place, you set up some other data structures for the 24 keys in the chromatic scale, like you know, C major, C minor, A sharp major, all that. Okay, and then I'm just properly bragging now because this was a fair amount of work. I created some analysis code that would look at the notes in music from a MIDI format export of the songs and solve to figure out which keys each section of the song is in. And that's stored inside of a file that's loaded in that tells you like what key you're in at any point in the song. And I just have some other code that just always makes sure it plays in the right notes for the right key. But it works really nice. And I haven't seen it in other games. I'm sure somebody did it somewhere, but it's not prevalent, so I'm feeling like a little bit smug. Let's see. Get this guy back in. Alright. Now the most interesting puzzle in the level. It's not bad. So I found a really nice one source file MIDI parser by this open source hero, David Gouveia. I don't know him. He's not famous or anything. I just like open source people. And what attracted me to it is the whole parsing thing was in one file. It's 297 lines of code, so it's all very understandable. And once I had this parser, it wasn't too bad to copy it all over. Yeah, Res. I would not be surprised. Res was. The thing is, you take it for granted. You play a game and the music and sound effects sound really good, and you just kind of take it for granted what it actually needs to happen for it to. But Res is like that's one which is nice to get like a nice half bottle of wine in you and just chill out on the couch and go for it. Yeah, I like that game a lot. Boom. Yeah, I should look up Res again. It's probably like a better HD version of it than the one that I originally played. Thought that robot music in it. Raw, raw, raw. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah, and that escalating thing when you're about ready to get to the next level and suddenly you break through. Yeah, it's a really great game. It's a classic. this side. Okay, I'm gonna need some stairs to go up. I think it's too early to put the walls on this baby. Yank those. Oh yeah, get that Dreamcast going. Play yourself some, what was that one? It's like Sewer Shark. That's not a classic game. It's a terrible game. Choo Choo Rocket. There you go. Play some Choo Choo Rocket on your Dreamcast. Yeah, I thought Choo Choo Rocket was like a pretty elegant game, you know. It had a... It had some new concepts to it. It was kind of like Lemmings, but a little more abstract or simplified. Simplified, yeah. All right, so then up here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so one trick is blocks, when they're destroyed, go to their block pad, but they go to the nearest block pad, and if it's on a different height, that's considered far away compared to a block pad that's at the same height. So the letters that are in this puzzle should probably be completely unique from the other two puzzles. So I was going to do U, but U has got an O, which Who also has. R doesn't have any letters that are shared by the other puzzles, so I should probably swap these. Put R over here. I could make this seem like, oh, it's so close. All you gotta do, just move one block into place. but it won't be. It won't be that easy. Because if you push this, it'll fly all the way to the end, and there's just no location on the bottom where you can push things along X and Z axes, get what's needed. I gotta fix my strata. There we go. Okay, so if you come up here, and the trick would be, oh, let's finish fixing this. So I did, on this side I did who, over here would do you. Come up to the top. It could be a little hole in the floor right around here. Feels like I need to go higher. A little higher. There we go. All right, then we make I'm gonna go higher, because if I go high enough, that means when I step into that room, it won't be claustrophobic. The camera will be here instead of here. All right. Then come back here. Let's make that little trapdoor thing. So it's 3 in. Okay. Then come in. How many squares? Looks like 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2 more. right? And I think I'll stick some rails on there just for visual variety. Let's say rail south. Go. Come on, snap in a reasonable place. Stupid Unity. That's one of the things that broke on the upgrade, is no longer do objects, when I place them, snap in a way that matches the surface in front of me. Okay, so that's south, and I want, what is it, west? No, east. Okay, then there's, let's see, southeast corner. Probably lined up right. I should probably test it. No? There we go. Okay. This one I do not need to make very hard, because there's already a challenge in just making sure you get them spelled in the right order. So you gotta do the E first, then the R, then the A. Just make sure I got this lined up right. Yep. Nice. And maybe I'll take one of these guys and bring it up. Like so. Alright, that's pretty easy. You'd start out with the E, knock it that way, knock it this way. A might be in the way, which adds a little extra challenge. Then you come down, knock the R in, then you knock the A in. If you've got just a little familiarity with the rules, you'll be able to figure it out without much trouble. But if you just knock it around randomly, you're probably not going to get it, particularly because the A will be here. You need to get the E past it first. Okay, so let me add enough that this is playable, and I'll test it. Let's get some more light in there, since I can't see what I'm doing. Just the basics down. I just want to make sure it works, and then I'll start making cosmetic fixes and casing it up. Core activities. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. How's your infinite hotel? Geo, you should check out this thing. I don't know. Maybe Core is not wanting to share it right now, but it's pretty cool. You'd like it with the. I don't know. I'm guessing from a few things you said you might like it. It's a procedurally generated infinite hotel. I'm doing good. Doing all right. Just getting into what I find one of the most fun parts of making a game is making all the levels. Got the engine to a stable enough point where I can just kind of go crazy and make levels, and it's fun. designing puzzles. Let's see. This might be playable to the end, maybe. Let me see how it does. Alright, so we got this bridge to build over here. Come up down here. One down. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's weird. Do I want to keep that, or do I want to somehow stop it from happening? It's maybe not bad because you're not supposed to do a lot of thinking down here. So it might be better to just give the player a clue. Huh, there's this little thing up above you. Maybe it has to do with what you're trying to solve. I think I leave that in. Then they'll notice after a bit that when they destroy the blocks, evasive. Nice to see you again. And they notice when they destroy the blocks, bam, they go back up top. Or they go somewhere, the player's thinking. I don't know where. They're definitely not here anymore. But if they explore a little bit, they come up here, and they see that the blocks are up here. You could push them down that hole. I have to prevent them from being able to arrange them up above, though. I have to force them to use the hole. Gotta remember that. So first they might try. Been doing some good lurking, buddy. Okay. And they've got it spelling era instead of R. This is harder to do because I didn't add walls on these sides. So I'll do it the hard way. Okay, there's E down there. Get rid of that, come back up. That's the solution. Oh, I gotta make a way to get back over there too. Okay. So some kind of overhang that lets me drop down there is needed. Okay, cool. I think I've got my bonus puzzle too, based on fooling around with these guys. It seems like I've brought the difficulty up a fair amount. With this A here. Much as I love that extra thing you've got to do to get the E in first, I think let's make it easier. This is still early days in the level. Put the A here. Whoops. No, that's supposed to be the R. Okay. Then drag this guy out a little bit. I don't know. I guess the trouble is if I make it seem like you could do something with these blocks by knocking them off this edge, then I've also made the puzzle harder, and I don't want to increase the difficulty. So let's say the way you get back to here is not going to involve an open space there. I need to be a little more controlled. But could add some more steps, go up a level, then drop down. That seems all right. Okay, so then let's pull the walls up. Pull this up. Then, oh, I know it'd be cool. Have this guy come over to like a little upper floor up here. this, I'll rail this off. So that's a properly enclosed space. You become the floor for the top of the stairs. So you get some rails out there. No, I want the other, so I want rails north. Okay. Rail north. Where you at? And this side maybe rail south. Just have it railed off. I think that's a good look. Oh, I also have to make these force a downstairs solution dropping through the hole. So that means I think more of these guys. Just have to make sure there's no space on the wall any place that would allow 3 of these together. Okay, go in a little bit there. Okay. I do want to add rails along this side. See, it doesn't look bad to have the rail right against this. It's alright. I think it looks better going through it than if I did a bunch of disconnected rails. That was rail north. I think this is rail northwest. Nope, I'm wrong. Rail southeast. It's going to be fun to play. Even when I know the solution, I'm still looking forward to playing to it. Boom. Boom. Okay. Over here, I gotta block a solution. I could do it a little bit different though. Just visually make it look better. These are north. Yeah, those are north. Okay, so northwest and northeast. That's what I need. Looks wrong. There we go. Okay. One more guy over here. All right. So I want it to not just be impossible to construct the solution up here, but I want it to be deducible. Player should be able to look at all different spots in the room and see, okay, there's no place where I could line up all three together. Gotta use the hole. Here, so then let's go get a floor and make this other part. This, I think, is where I'll end up making the bonus. So a thing I can do, I'll I'll make a letter gate that spells era instead of R. And the player can fiddle with the order here, and they can do the slightly more difficult version of this puzzle, where you get in A first, then R, then E, and E is in the way of A. So I think that's what I'm up to there. E, R, A, and then some little thing over on this side. Okay, cool. Bam. Then letter gates. And that's the thing I gotta decide on. Do I want to allow floating pieces? I guess this isn't technically a floating piece because it's got this connecting part here, even if it's... Yeah. Okay. I will allow it. Okay, there's the bonus. It's about time to start getting the walls in place. This is definitely going to need some lighting. I need some kind of editor script that just turns off all the Text Mesh Pro objects, because what they do is they create this really large selectable object all over the place. I have to click through it constantly. Yeah, do not like that. Alright, so that. That is the basics of the level. What's left is some decent lighting, adding decorations, play testing, fixing a few issues. Let's get the lighting so that everything I can see at least, and I'll just make sure it plays all right. Boom. That looks pretty good. Okay. This one looks pretty good too. Oh yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I was gonna close off this wall because I wanted to be clear that this was not a solution space, but I could just as easily do it. Let's move another guy down there. That's not bad. Alright, next light. Is this pointing to anything? I think that one's usable. Pink, so it matches the exit. I think that's just a good general practice if I keep using that red light to sort of give you a hint. Oh, exit's over here. I'll increase the distance. Maybe I want more than one. You can see down there in the cracks. Let's go. Pretty dark up there. That one's not in use. I'll reuse that. Recycle my lights. Alright, so So this should be enough to just test it for playability and start noticing some areas that need refinements. Save that. Alright, so I can play the whole thing through. Cool shadows. Cannot fling onto that platform, you must make the bridges. So who and you? I think it's a bit noisy with these ledges off to the west and east. Might bring them in a little bit so it doesn't feel like they're closing in your view. Like over here, it'd be nice to be able to see more of the level I'm about ready to walk into. So I could shave off maybe 2 or 3 squares. On this side, I don't have 2 or 3 squares to shave off. I probably don't. I should double check what else I can do there. Yeah, I'd like to open that up. That one's a little bit rough too, right there. I just popping in and out like that. I might reroute that. Alright, so here, just make sure it's really not possible to make it be spelled down here. And there is this spot over here. Ooh, that's not a good camera angle. Yeah, I gotta fix some of these camera angles. So I don't think it's possible to spell it down here, but it looks like it might be. I don't want to confuse people. Not this early in the game. So that needs some tightening up. This I like a lot. That's a clue. Needs lighting in that corner. Okay. Oh. Well, that makes it insolvable. Also, I thought I moved these around. I moved the blocks? No, I didn't. Okay, this is insolvable because of the placement of that block. I can move the R up over here. I should swap A and E. I thought I'd done that. Maybe I did not. I'm not sure. Walls will have to go up higher so I don't show the exterior. Not sure. Oh, they're different. Dang. Okay. So, yeah. Number of things to fix here. I'm not going to remember them all. Let's stop and start fixing. Okay. So I want this to be E. This to be A. Nope. Wrong one. Oh, I think I know what happened. I changed it in the wrong spot. I gotta change it up here in this parent object. Okay, so E down, then R, which I gotta move. So it's pushable. Okay. This feels like it's gotta be made a little bit better. One thing I could do is just get it up higher. If it's high enough, then it's not gonna impact the camera. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Alright, and this one I want to also be at the same height. So this is 44. Let's have all you guys be at 44. Oh, you're going to make it difficult. Okay, so if I do that, if I make this higher, then I need more stairs. And it makes me think I should have the stairs go out through the wall this way. I could also just this side. That's probably better. Okay, how much space you need? You gotta come up 4, I think. I think it's another 4. All right. Okay. Oh, don't go too far. Oops, I keep on misjudging this one. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Okay, and one more to close this off. Let's pull this guy over. So much easier than fiddling with all the strata I had set up. Okay. So I'm going to put some rails there, just to make it look like it's a real place you can walk around in that was built by somebody. Maybe somebody that cares if you fall off some stairs. Let's see, rail. I gotta get my mood lighting going on. There we go, mood light. Keep picking the wrong one. Okay, so rail. she's doing north, so this is going to be northeast. Okay, let's get rid of that. There we go. Okay, and we'll do the rails that go up the stairs. That's rail north, down east. And this one. This one is rail east, down, south. Let's see, what else was problematic? This stuff down here. Let's just drop a wall in there. Maybe bring that up. All right, that doesn't look bad. Okay, so if the player wants to get back down there, they come up here, just drop down there. Okay, that's fine. Let's get the walls up higher. So I do not want to see this brown non-world. Let's go. Boop. Downside is I lose some of my directional lighting, so I gotta worry more about lighting. I could, if I make it too much like a deep canyon, that means I might as well disable the directional lighting. That's okay. I can do that. Okay, you're definitely too dark here. I think that's just because there's a light right underneath. It needs to come up. Yeah. There we go. See, another place that needed light was down here in the stairs. It's kind of annoying to me that in the scene view it doesn't show the same lighting as you get when you're playing the game. Yeah, just a little light, just enough to see what's going on. Okay. This, I really like it being a different color. Particularly when you gotta see through it. Let's brighten or saturate the color a little more. There we go. So then you poke your head through, you can see that purple, and that will remind you of where you just were. Maybe a little bit. Okay. All right, let's see how that does. It's going to go straight to the third puzzle. Alright, so somebody might think they could push it down here. Is that actually possible? No, it's not. That's a weird little spot. Did get rid of the weird camera angles though, that was good. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner. Alright. Now, much easier. Yeah, I got it. Alright, so then if I come up here, oh crap. Those things look terrible when you land on top of them. could change them to the little stubby pillars. That might be better. Okay. So if I want to do era, then it's whoa. Okay, that works. I can't remember the things that need to be updated. Bothering me. Land on Bob can land on roof pieces. Okay, so the era bonus works. Good. I think I had the same problem with being able to land on these roof pieces over here. Yeah, I do. Let's see. Alright, let's make sure I can complete the level. I did fix the problem with the west and east side obscuring too much of the two rooms to the west and east. What else was there? Oh, I misspelled it. cool view. Yeah, that's what I need to get rid of. Another way of looking at it is I could set the collider better. Would it be terrible to be on top of these things if you just were correctly placed on top of them? Yeah, I think it is a little confusing. Okay. Let's see what the pillars look like instead. Ah. I'll just, for now, just put them all on top of what's already there. It's easier not to make mistakes that way. Once I get them all placed, just delete the roofs. Just delete them all. I did actually look up what is the plural of roof. It's not roofs, it's roofs. Now, these ones I could get away with if I railed off. I don't know, it's not worth it though. It's not worth it. And besides, we got a new player. I don't want to make it look like there's a bunch of new elements when there's really just these things that are obstacles. I've got enough to worry about without me confusing them for the sake of aesthetics. these things at least look like you could step on top of them. They're not weird. Like the roofs with just a point on the end of them that they just look wrong if you happen to stand on top of them. Okay, did I get them all before I delete them? Did I get them? One's on top. East, west, south. Okay, I got them all. Okay, let's see, what else was there? This one should probably correct just by me running the preprocessor again. Got some more light over here. The last thing, I wanted to inset this instead of having it come out like that, because it makes the camera duck underneath it, so it just doesn't look that good. Okay, so if I inset that way, that means these become corners. And these become flat. Okay, this could be something. Now I do really like the shadows that I had over here, but I didn't like having like 3 of them. I think it'd look a lot cooler if there was just one that cast. So I can turn the shadows off. This one, it still gives us some light. I'll just bring it down here. Its main purpose will be to kind of light up that corridor down there. Okay, we'll do the same for this guy. And no shadows, no shadows. Okay, this guy, let's make it a little more intense. Okay. Starting to like that. Alright, I could add in the decorations now. Let me hide all the pillars. Let's hide the egg. These are the things that get confused by the decorations. Okay. Okay, let's see what happened. That's a pretty good technique. I should do that more often. Just hide all the stuff that messes up the decorations. Okay, get the egg back in. Get the pillars back in. Alright, let's check it out. Yeah. Huh. I don't know why you did that. Every once in a while it gets weirded out. Alright, let's take a look at the ray casting heights. Okay, so you think there's a floor there. Why do you think that? So stupid. There's no reason for you to think that there's a floor there. It's the decoration that's messing it up. The rails that's messing it up? It doesn't seem right to me. Rails are not even in the raycast, okay. So let's try just removing some stuff. See if I can find the culprit. Okay, that's good. Narrows it down. That's good. This is just like some flaky Unity Pro Builder nonsense. Okay, because I did not change them. They just started picking up in the raycast. Let's decorate again, but I gotta turn off all the pillars. Turn off the egg. Oh. All right. I mean, that was annoying. You made me do that, but thanks for eventually working. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Alright, this is getting real close to being done. I think I might as well set the thumbnail camera. Okay, what's a good view? Save all that. Let's go fix the thumbnail. Trying to make it a little more easily recognizable. Okay, I like that better. Yeah. Let's try it. Oh, I forgot to turn all the game objects on. Needs better lighting. Can't see the letters on the blocks very well, so probably just raise the light up a little bit and that'll be good. East room, more light to see blocks. I think upper south room needs more light, a little more. Upper south, more light. Just not getting a lot of contrast, and I want that. It's nice that I can see the solution is all in place there from here. Let's go ahead and do the bonus. I'll make sure this thing... Okay, that height error went away. Good. So we're going to do era. Nice. Alright, a little bit of lighting and that'll be it. That will be it. That will be all. I think this is easy. Just bring this up. So it's a little higher. Gets on top of the blocks. Then we're good there. And I'll just clone this guy. Bring him up top. I just don't know about some of this lighting. Oh, I've got two lights up here. Here, what's this guy doing? That looks better. Up here, I don't mind it being a little darker. You don't have to do anything up here. I might as well get a little bit of mood out of this area. Don't have to see much of anything. Over here, it's bonus. So I don't mind it being a little shadowy as well. Alright, save that. I'm going to try it one more time. This is probably the final playthrough. Okay, good lighting. I always do this. I did think of one thing I could do. So to keep it from bouncing up here, I can just add a collider right in that square. Yeah, do that now. This is probably the last change, probably. Okay. There we go. Okay, just save that, and I'll go over and do the rest of the stuff that hooks it in before my final playthrough. Add open scene. Bam. Okay, slightly lower basement. Slightly low basement. Okay. Oh, okay. So didn't need to go to my same scene. I could go to the other scene. I was supposed to go to level loader. Must be getting tired. We now have 7 levels. Let's rebuild. There we go. Levels JSON. Go to the boot scene, try it all out from there. I'm always forgetting this. Play through this one more time. Okay, this. Oh, it's too dark. That's too dark. Why cannot the scene view look the same as the game? Okay. But it does load. Okay, let's go back to See, it looks nothing like what's in the game. Nothing. Oh, okay, let's do 15. Try that. Would you please honor my wishes? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay, the other thing is, I want to remove the Pro Builder scripts from all these guys to make my load time be much faster. Alright, probably the final playthrough. Probably. Do era first. Fuck you. What? What? Blundington. I wasn't swearing at you, I promise. What's going on? Just putting the final touches on a level right before I end the stream. It's being obnoxious on me with the lighting. Like, the lighting looks good in the scene, but as soon as I go to play it, it looks, no, it doesn't look good at all. Nonsensically bad. Alright. Let's try that again. Just hit directly there. There, now it's fine. Okay, cool. Middle one done. All right, there we go. So the boxes, the boxes, when you spell a word that's on a letter bridge, it closes and becomes solid. So this bridge here is not passable until I spell all the words on it. So I'm starting to get quite a few levels here. It's almost feeling like a game. And these are all pretty ready to release. So I'm happy about that. Alright, you caught me right at the end of my session here. Oh, I love level design. Love it. Oh, yeah, that's maybe the most enjoyable thing for the game. How's your coding project going? Oh, I read the word well. There's two ways it could be interpreted. One is like, well, it's going well. Okay. The other one is like, well, let me tell you. So I was just like waiting for you to like lay it on me. I think you just meant it's going well. I spent like a day realizing that trigger enter takes a game object and not game object. Huh. Okay, I'm not clear on the difference. Oh, maybe you mean like an instance of a game object. No worries. Well, yeah, well, we live in a capitalist society, so you should get your capitalization down. Anyways, I'm gonna close down the stream. I gotta go down and figure out some dinner. Yeah. Catch you later, man. Stop on the stream.